You supposed to have a great wife. You supposed to have a great husband. Your kids are supposed to be awesome. You supposed to be rich. You also supposed to be a lot of other things that only you know. Only you know. But if you keep getting distracted along the way, you're only prolonging the greatness that's there. All right? No more distractions. Let's get the lessons. You know, I like to get y'all kicked off early in the week on Mondays with a whole nother different conversation because I need y'all to be endurance racers. I need you to be empowered. I need you to be on your best at the start of the week so that you don't get distracted and then the rest of your month is messed up. We get into it. We get into this bag. We get into the winning. We no longer subjecting ourselves to all of the foolishness that's all around us. Put away that foolishness. Put away that foolishness. Divest yourself from all of this garbage and let's get to this money. And you already know when I say get to the money, get to the bag, that means that you're supposed to fulfill your purpose, understanding that the money come along with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can we get started with the show? We've been cooking up every single day, no matter what city I'm in, no matter what location I'm at, whether I just jumped off the flight or whether I'm back home. We've been cooking up every day. And I've been reading a lot in my spare time, in addition to watching basketball games because it is basketball season. I've been doing a lot of reading and I listened to that Kanye West interview on Drink Champs, right? Me and Rita went out to the bar yesterday. So in the car, instead of listening to music, we listened to the interview. We had some conversations about it. And I checked out Will Smith's new book. So I've been diving through it. And I've been reading through a lot of it, and he's been describing and going into a lot of the different things that he went through in his lifetime, especially as it relates to his father and the expectations of the women in his life based off of the way that he was raised and the things like that he's went through. And then he went into how he's framed this narrative in his mind of what his expectations were for his family because he never wanted to be like the thing that his father created for him in his life and his mother, which largely set him on the path to success, but ultimately keeps him in this perpetual state of trying to solve for and figure out exactly what love is and what this perfect picture is that he's drawing for his life and his family and the people that play a role in his life. And similarly, I was listening to Kanye. I like Kanye. I like Ye. The book is pretty interesting. Eli said, how is it? The book is pretty interesting. And I like Kanye because I think that he's a genius. And I'm always trying to dissect exactly how geniuses think and understand things the way that they understand it and trying to learn from them. Because regardless of whether or not you agree with somebody or not, right? I learned something from some of the most successful people. And so the way that my mind works is that it's always looking for the small details that can give me an edge or a leg up on how it is that I can capitalize off of some of their lessons that they're sharing with us and the public in general, right? So I'm listening to the Kanye interview and I'm paying attention to how it is that he frames things and how he says his words and the way in which he references people. And, you know, he talked about some people in his life or some of the people that he's helped significantly, Talib Kweli and John Legend and several other people. And he went into how they turned on him. But that's the thing that helped to empower him to become more successful. Virgil going over to Louis Vuitton and a lot of different things. And, you know, how he still rocks with certain people and his love and his dedication to ensuring that Dame Dash is always going to be taken care of because of the vision and the thing that he believed in him for early in his life and all of these different things. And so I started to see some similarities of the book that I was reading and what Will Smith was describing and the way in which Kanye thought and how it is that he interacted with different people and his mindset towards success. Both of them understood one thing specifically that just hit me like a ton of bricks. Last night, I'm chilling, I'm reading, I'm having a conversation after I jump off of the live stream with Amir and JR on the Lapeef Network. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. And I'm reading and then I'm discussing it with Rita because both of us are reading the book at the same time. We are readers. We like to read. We cut the TV off and we chill and we read. We have conversations. Shout out to the super chats also. Crypto Don Juan said, "Metaverse is the future. Super dope to see brothers spreading information to and access to generational wealth. I appreciate it. Absolutely, we're gonna get into the metaverse." Service USA, always paying his tuition, says, "Good morning, family. Inform my son to look into buying Meta and Microsoft stock. May have to buy him some since he's deployed overseas." Shout out to you for holding down your family, fam. Yeah, man. And so it was one thing specifically that hit me like a ton of bricks. And both of them, and this is a characteristic or a character or a level of understanding that a lot of successful people actually embrace. And it's that everybody, good or bad, right or wrong, left or right, Democrat or Republican, or in the middle, you're doing your job to a T. Every single person that plays any kind of role or interact with you, I don't care if you've talked to them for 5 minutes and you never see them again, or if they're just a perpetual hater for the rest of their life, or if they add this value to your life and they're not looking for anything in return. Every single person that you interact with is doing their job. And so it put me in the mindset, you got to excuse me for a minute for those of you that don't like me to go biblical, but I am. I'm a Christian and I'm a Jesus freak, and you know, I love the stories that's in the Bible. And it brought me back to the story of Moses and Pharaoh and Aaron and children of Egypt and everything like that. And the thing about it was that it wasn't up to Pharaoh whether or not he was going to let the children of Egypt go, the children of Israel. It wasn't up to him. His purpose on this earth was to fulfill something that he was there for, so that that story could be written and you can use it as a blueprint or a learning experience in order to draw from, so that you can live your life a little bit differently. When he wanted to let the children go, when he wanted to let them go, his heart was hardened. Go back and read the story if you haven't already. I know some of y'all haven't checked it out since Sunday school. Go back and read the story. When he wanted to let them go, his heart was hardened. He couldn't let them go even if he wanted to, because his purpose was to be the person that restricted the outflow of the freedom for these people, so that these miracles can be done and that the prophecy can be fulfilled. Go back and read it. Several times he wanted to let him go. He was tired. His heart was hardened, again, outside of his own control, which means that he was there for a purpose. It wasn't up to him. And too many of us, I'm going to be honest with you, too many of us on this journey that we call life we're paying too much attention to the people that are doing their job, and they're doing it to a T. It's their job to hate on you. It's their job to play this role in your life to make things difficult for you. And so either you're going to let it defeat you, or you're going to let it make you stronger, because everything and every lesson and every person that you interact with has to play a role either in your success or your demise. And your demise, right? You doing your job and being the person that falls off the wagon and then subject yourself to this demise may just be you doing your job for somebody else that can learn from you, and not to do the things the way you did it, and not to succumb to the things that other people are doing. Either way, we all doing our job. It's going to be good and it's going to be bad. It's going to be winners and it's going to be losers. It's going to be poor people and it's going to be rich people. And so the question that you have to ask yourself, the question that you really want to ask yourself is, who am I? What role am I here to play? Am I here to play the person that runs in the Victim Olympics? Am I here to play the role of the person that's the example of how it is that you can go about doing things the right way and get rich along the way? Am I the person that's supposed to be the tree father? We used to give my father a nickname, and his nickname was Tree Father, because he played his role to a T, in that he was the foundation of a ton of greatness, not just with his kids, but all of the people and all of the young dudes that came into our household and slept in our beds and laid on our couches and laid on our floor, and all of the people that he fed in the neighborhood that turned out to be great, and they turned out to be married, and they awesome, and they doing great things in their life. He was the seed for a lot of those people that were born in broken homes that ultimately found their way to our household. And then that translated into them changing the trajectory of future generations to come. He was the seed. He was a tree father. You have to ask yourself at some point, what is my role, and am I playing it to a T? Is it really doing the thing that I'm supposed to do? Am I succumbing to another person that's doing their job? Because if this person over here, and they always hate you and they always got something negative to say about you, why are you letting that affect what it is that you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis? Why are you letting them slow you down? They're doing their job. They're meant to be the cancer that you beat. That's the other part of the equation that you're not adding into it. Yes, they're meant to be the cancer that you beat, that you overcome. Everybody has a job to do. Some people are meant to move the chairs. Some people are meant to be on the stage. Some people are meant to pour into other people. Some people are meant to be the haters. Some people are meant to be the obstacle that you step over. Me, I choose not to step over. I step on them. I use them as my footstool, so it's a little bit different from me, right? I be remixing the word a little bit. But the point that I'm making is that you cannot let things and people and circumstances and situations upset you or get you out of the space that you're supposed to be in to fulfill the job and the role that you're supposed to fulfill. The people that rock with me, the people that are part of these chats, the people that's a part of my Patreon gang, they are meant to do greater things than what society said that they were supposed to do. They're meant to be better than the circumstances by which they were born in. They're meant to be more awesome than the friends that they were raised around and the family members and the family in which they were born into. They're meant to come out of that dark space in order to ultimately be the light and the beacon and the lamppost so that other people can find a way down. They're the ones that got to kind of clear the grass. They got to build the path. That's your job. Do your job. Do your job. Stop being distracted. Stop being focused on what everybody else is saying. Change your algorithm. It is what it is. It's some people that's meant to be there to poison a community. Their job was to poison a community. I know you can't see it because it's a bigger matrix. It's a bigger game that's being played. And at a macro level, right, when you're looking at it from the 30,000 foot view, it'll all make sense, but you can't see it. And so it's difficult for you to endure through it because you're in it. And when you're the person that's in the maze, when you're the person that's in the situation, when you're the person that's in the circumstance, it's much more difficult for you to endure. Remember, the race is given to he that endureth to the end. It's not given to the swift. It's not given to the person that takes off running right away as soon as they fire it. It's an endurance race. Be the tortoise. Don't be the hare. Stop focusing on what's right in front of you, because I'm telling you, right on the other side is gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and beauty, and awesomeness, and pouring into people, and a tribe that's going to have your back, and great conversation. You know, one of the beautiful things, one of the most awesome things that I got out of the Patreon meetup that we did in Miami over the past weekend, every single person in there, I don't care. It was tall, it was short, it was dark, it was light, it was women, it was men. Nobody had any kind of smoke, animosity, issue with each other. It was just sweet souls. It was dreads. It was short haircuts. It was long haircuts. It was dark women, light women. Everybody had the same spirit, though. No matter what they look like, big packages, small packages, they got to see how tall I really was in real life. Ask them. That's a running joke. Don't worry about it. But every single person in there We all came from a completely different background, completely different parents. Some people was from New York that had just moved into Miami 2 days ago. Y'all don't even know that her and Rita was hanging out the very next day. Even after the meetup, her and Rita was connecting the very next day. When I say these people are my tribe, they're my tribe. I'm not meant to stay in the same space with my family, my blood family. I'm meant to go in the direction that I'm supposed to go in with people that align with the purpose and the direction that I'm supposed to go in. I'm not sitting here wasting time. I'm sitting here embracing, pouring into, and then hopefully we all get there at the same time. It's going to be some people that fall off. It's going to be some people that don't stick around. It's going to be some people that get back influenced by the people that they was raised with and then ultimately feel like they're a victim and run back in that victim Olympics. But that's not you, because you got a job to do and you have a role and a thing that you're supposed to fulfill on this earth. Stop complaining about it. Stop whining about your mom and your dad and your brothers and your sisters and the haters and all of this other type of people, and start to spend more of your time embracing, being present in the moment of the thing that you embrace, that you know is the right thing for you, the season that you're supposed to be in. Embrace that season right now, because you're going to have to fulfill this job either way. But the problem is that you don't enjoy it along. You don't enjoy the journey. You still taking that ride, but instead of you looking out the window, you looking on your phone. Everybody got a job to do. The devil knows his job. Everybody know their job except for you. His job is to distract you, knowing that he's going to lose, but he's still doing his job to a T. I'm going to need you to get on your job. It's time to do things differently. It's time to put away all of the things that's distracting you from getting the thing that you're supposed to get and enjoying it. You supposed to have a great wife. You supposed to have a great husband. Your kids are supposed to be awesome. You supposed to be rich. You also supposed to be a lot of other things that only you know. Only you know. But if you keep getting distracted along the way, you're only prolonging the greatness that's there. All right? No more distractions. Let's get the lessons. You know, I like to get y'all kicked off early in the week on Mondays with a whole nother different conversation, because I need y'all to be endurance racers. I need you to be empowered. I need you to be on your best at the start of the week so that you don't get distracted and then the rest of your month is messed up. We get into it. We get into this bag. We get into the winning. We no longer subjecting ourselves to all of the foolishness that's all around us. Put away that foolishness. Put away that foolishness. Divest yourself from all of this garbage and let's get to this money. And you already know when I say get to the money, get to the bag, that means that you're supposed to fulfill your purpose, understanding that the money come along with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can we get started with the show?